I've missed you guys. I've taken some time off last year. I'm so glad 2022 is just done. Between like the surgeries and all the things, I am happy to be back. We are going to be full force in 2023. A lot of exciting stuff happening. So I'm glad you guys are holding on with me. Shout out Raydella, Better Days Angela, Vanessa, Geek Girl, Carol, Stevie. Happy New Year. Happy 2023. I am hoping that 2023 is a better year than 2022. But I'm not putting anything out there. I'm just saying I'm hopeful. And I'm glad that you guys are all part of this community. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe. On the bottom of the screen, you can see where you can support the Melanated Way. It really does help me. I put a lot of stuff into the show, and I have a lot for you coming up this year. What else do I want to say? Oh, well, we're talking about the tell-all. Part 1, No Limits, Happily Ever After. And I thought, you know what? Who better to talk to? Because, they changed the format. And I don't know why I'm like super, I'm going to fix this real quick. I don't know why I'm super like grainy, but I'm going to fix it. But while I'm fixing it, I know that TLC heard you guys. They heard you guys. They're like, in 2020, when that tell-all dropped and it leaked and it was 10 hours, it was behind the scenes and we loved it. We wanted more of it and we wanted to know like the raw stuff. They were like, yeah, we like it too. So instead of just, hey, let's show us the raw footage, they kind of tried to recreate that with a lot of this behind the scenes stuff. But I don't know about you guys, but did it feel a little contrived? Like they had, Andrei and Jovi together. They had Shaida and what's her name? Why can't I think of her name? Yara together. And then they have Kim and Jenny together. And I was like, I get it, but I don't get it, but I get it. So what I decided to do is I reached out to a friend of mine and I was like, I know you've done a tell-all. C. Cruz, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much for the super chat. I appreciate you so very, very much. Gia, what's up? So I reached out to a friend of mine and I was like, listen, I need to know what really goes on when you guys get flown into New York City. You have to be on the tell-all. And like, what does that look like? Because what we see is them coming in their street clothes, getting dressed, and the cameras, the lights, the green screen. So I want you guys to welcome fan favorite Kelly.
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year.
New Year.
Going on, Linda, the Melanated Way. Hi.
Yes.
What's going on?
Thank you for joining us because, I really did want to get some inside scoop because I feel like every tell-all, we kind of see the same thing. We kind of see everyone like coming through. They're like chauffeured in. And I wanted to know what your experience is because when we first met you, we saw you on screen, and then we saw you on the first tell-all. And I have to tell you, people are still talking about the way you look, the comments that you made. You were saying and doing all the things that we wanted to see and hear.
Well, I appreciate you having me on the show. I'm kind of jealous how they did this tell-all because I would tell-all, they just get you. You got to be there early in the morning. First of all, it's a long day, a super duper long day. It's the whole day practically. Okay. And they have you come in early, and one by one, they just, once you pull up, they got the cameras there. They want to see you come in, get out the cab, go in, and then they just throw you in a room. This one, they do the behind the scenes before they even set everything up. Everybody's sitting there. I wish I had that. I wouldn't mind sitting at the bar drinking and talking to another cast member to get the. And my tell-all, I really wanted to get to know everyone in there because this was all new to me. I didn't know all these people,
Laura,
I'm kind of jealous.
Laura says Kelly's expressions at the tell-all were everything. Gia says, Happy New Year,
Happy New Year, man. I feel you.
Hey Kelly.
And look,
hi, Kelly. Oh, snap. Welcome. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Officer Brown.
Laura. Hey.
Welcome, Kelly.
But yeah, like that's
Kelly.
all me. It was no acting because, like I said, it was all new to me. So they just plot me there. Like I said, they keep you in a room. You're not really talking to anybody else. I'm losing my mind because I don't know what was going on. Molly
Okay,
was in another room, and then she
so
came into my room, and then
okay, so
like,
let's back up a little bit. So you guys are living wherever you guys are living, and then the production says, "Hey, it's the tell-all. We're gonna fly
mhm.
you out." You fly out. Do they pick you up at the airport?
Well, I was already in New York,
Okay.
so they picked me up from my place.
Okay.
With Molly, they flew her out. Um, yeah, well, I think no, she did an Uber to a hotel, but they picked her up from the hotel. They'll let
Okay.
you know what time they're going to pick you up. You got a driver and everything. Everything's
And
assigned.
and do you guys all stay in the same hotel?
They in the same area.
In the same area. Okay.
Yeah, some might stay in the same hotel, but you're designated in the same area because they want you there at a certain time. They don't want no problems. Everybody in at one time.
And is it close to wherever the studio is?
Yeah, it's not far.
Okay, so then
Or if like I spoke to other cast members where it was like in Queens, but right over the bridge. So all you have to do is just drive over the bridge and it's right there.
okay, and then they pick you up, they bring you to the studio, and when they pick you up, obviously there's cameras because we see you guys getting
Hmm.
out, all of stuff. You get to the studio, you guys are in your street clothes. Is that on
Yeah.
purpose?
What you don't want to come in dressed up. So it's early in the morning. You gotta understand, you coming in like 7 a.m. It's like they want you from 7 to 8. They want you in there. So when I walked in, I was all still waking up and I'm like, all right, what's going on? I walked in. At first, they didn't know who I was. They was like, oh, wait a minute, that's Kelly, because I didn't walk in with Molly. Molly was coming from another direction, but I like to be on time and make sure everything's going on. And I walked in. It was like, oh no, you gotta walk back out. And I'm like, huh? Walk back out. What do you mean? I'm here. And then I walk back out and I walk back in, and it was like, okay, there we go.
Got it. So they have to get all the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So you get there, and then talk to me about like craft services. Is there food and coffee and all the stuff there
There's
for you guys?
coffee, there's typical production stuff, but it's like little stuff, crackers, little sandwiches here and there.
Crackers.
But on the side. But when you go, say like when they take a break, they
Hmm.
put you back into where they have the little area where they show when we all talk to each other.
Hmm.
Like it's like a, I don't know, green room, whatever, where the
Hmm.
chairs, you sit down. They'll ask you what you want to eat, and then they give you like a little TV dinner type of thing. Ain't no big deal type
A
of stuff.
TV dinner type thing.
That's the only thing I could come. It's small. It's
Sounds
not no big.
terrible.
Yeah. It's not no 5-star Michelin type of. No, I don't mind. Look, they could have gave me a freaking Burger King at that point or Mickey D's because I was starving. I was like,
Okay,
look,
so you get there, it's around 7 or 8,
mm-hmm.
and they have like coffee and maybe a few snacks.
Yeah,
And then
they make you go. Back then when it was COVID, they made me take the COVID test. Then you
okay.
stand by the front entrance. They say you clear. Then they take you straight up into it's like the second level. They put you right in the room. That's it. You can't come out. They tell you not to come out. They take your cell phone, all types of stuff. So you're in there
Oh, so
like a
you can't
prisoner.
have your cell phone.
They grab your cell phone the minute you walk in. They're like,
And why is that? Why is that though?
they don't want people recording. They don't want you taking pictures. They don't want you posting stuff. So that's
Oh.
why you never really see somebody leak a picture of an outfit, or they don't want none of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and
smart as
then they
well.
want to approve your outfit, which is crazy. I was like, look, I'm wearing what I'm wearing, and that's it.
And then I forgot, what did you decide to wear?
I had my little suit and a shirt. They was like, oh, that's too colorful. You want to go to Target? I was like, Target? I ain't going to no Target.
They asked you if you wanted to go to Target?
Yeah, I was like, I ain't going to no Target. What's wrong with you? They like, no, we're going to get somebody to pick up some clothes. Pick up what? Leave me alone. No, I'm not doing that.
That's funny.
It's the truth.
Right? Laura said Target.
Exactly. I was like, Target?
Who's buying clothes at Target right now?
That's what we was dealt with.
Okay, so then you get dressed. Do you guys do your own hair and makeup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they have people there, but you already coming in already done up. Because they people don't really do anything. The only crew that I say that's legit is Shauna's crew. They be on point because I paid attention every minute. They was touching her up and they was on top of her. She had like at least 3 hairstylists because I took every single one of them. I was just sitting there like, Oh, how long you been doing this? You enjoying what you do? I crack some jokes here and there. Try to make the environment a little more comfortable because I don't know these people.
Yeah. And this is your first time on national TV, right?
Man, yeah. I see a whole bunch of comments putting, oh, he wanted to be on TV. No, I'm people that really know me, I'm very private. I
Mm-hmm.
don't put my business out there. This is
Mm-hmm.
something completely out of my character.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm still trying to get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it like that.
And so you're in the green room, and from what we see, you guys have like a private green room, and then you have like a communal green room. Was that your experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it is, they put you in a private one first. You got to
Mhm.
finish getting dressed.
Yeah.
After you finish getting dressed, they tell you to go down to the one that we're all together. They don't even warn you. They like, all right, just people in there talking, and you just that's why you saw me walking. I'm like, hey, what's going on? At that time, everybody's trying to figure out what's the girl named Brittany. Where was she at? Because that's another thing. People don't really know what happened. We were sitting there for the longest for that girl, and they kept calling her and calling her and calling her and calling her, and she would not respond. My
Okay,
deal
but
is, if you had a problem, just say it and say you're not coming. You
so
understand what
Laura
I'm saying?
says Brittany was mad that they couldn't do her hair.
And I completely understand that, but we in Brooklyn. I mean, we in New York, not Brooklyn, but in Manhattan. It's Harlem. You could get somebody to
That's
get
what
their
I
hair
said.
done.
I said,
It's New York City. If you can't get your hair done in New York City,
you are effed up.
and we're in
Because
Harlem, the
let me
heart.
tell you
That's where you get the
something.
bundles at. That's where you get
That
everything at. What
part.
are you talking about?
That part.
The bundles is there. I know where to get the bundles. Come on, stop it.
That part.
So, like my thing with that, like I really wanted to meet Brittany too because I was a fan favorite. I like her. She was funny to me, but that was the only thing I didn't like. Like she could have at least like because that kind of prolonged the whole show, pushed us back 3 hours waiting on her.
Okay,
And
so
she
you were
didn't.
waiting on her, and
Mhm.
then do they shuttle you guys all together? Like, okay, we're ready to start filming, and then
And
everyone
that
comes
in
out.
that room, they make sure everybody one by one comes in. Once you're
Mhm.
dressed, then they're like, "All right, let's go up." You go up to the second floor, and they seat you in, and that's how it all starts.
Okay, and so as a fan kind of the show, could I call you
Mhm.
that as a fan of the show? Like I know that we talked about it before when you and I did an interview, and you kind of knew about the show, but you didn't really
Yeah,
watch
I didn't really
the
know
show,
too much of it, but
right? But
yeah,
now that you're in it, because you're in it, in the
I
midst
pay
of it,
attention now. Yeah.
you pay attention now. Okay,
Mhm.
so now they've changed it. So we're watching what is supposed to be a four-part tell-all. We did 2 hours today, which means it's going to be 8 hours, including commercials, which is
Mhm.
different than what they've done in the past. They usually do two-part tell-alls.
I think that 4 part is kind of long, but if they're gonna, I hope they got good stuff to keep us interested in it. Because some of the stuff it drags on. But like I said, I'm really jealous because I really wish they could have showed the behind the scenes so we could hang out and go to the bar and chill, or just before the whole show started. But I like this approach. I
I
really do.
and so I want to ask you guys who are watching, you guys in the live chat, if you're watching the replay, let me know. So my first question to you is, what did you think of the format? Because I know that they were trying to replicate the 10-hour tell-all that leaked, and
Mhm.
that 10-hour tell-all, Kelly, was explosive. And it was like I watched all 10 hours because
Really?
you were seeing stuff that they were editing out, you were seeing people being real, you were seeing people
What you're saying right there. I think they need to start really showing the realness.
that part.
They keep trying to set up an image and a dialogue is not natural. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Which is why, and again, you guys, my question to you guys in the live chat is that I get that they were like showing the behind the scenes and before they get to the tell all, but it still seemed a little too contrived to me because you had
Yeah.
these cast members that were trying to have like open, honest conversations, but they knew that they were being filmed. Like,
I
talk,
wouldn't be shocked if they did it over between you and I. Like they'll do a scene and they'll be like, "All right, cut.
yeah,
Let's do this over. I want you to say this, and can you read like say it this way?" They kind of coach you to say it a different way. What they want.
yeah. So I'm gonna just jump in a little bit. So first of all, you guys, Angela, in my opinion, is not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere, and I feel
Yo,
that
like,
now because they spent so much time on Angela this tell-all. So the tell-all opens, you guys, with Angela. It's 72 hours before the tell-all. We're in Hazelhurst, Georgia, and Kelly, you recently moved to Georgia.
yeah.
Have you been to Hazelhurst?
No, that's actually 3 hours away from where I'm at in Mali. At it's pretty far, and they said it's like super country. So
That part. That
yeah,
part. That part.
yeah.
I'm just gonna address a couple of things in the live chat. C Cruz, can someone send me the 10-hour tell-all? I wished I'd seen it. C Cruz, hit me up in my DMs. I do have it somewhere, but we're not supposed to have it. But I have it somewhere. So hit me up and I will figure that out for you. Joslo, same thing. If you're a part of my Patreon, hit me up. If you're not a part of my Patreon, do not hit me up. But if you're part of my Patreon, I will find the 10-hour tell-all. Hopefully the link still works and I'll send it to you. Okay, so Angela, what's your take on Angela? Have you ever met her?
No,
Okay.
I was supposed to meet her, but no. I
What's
don't
your
know.
take on her?
Look. All I know, she's prime TV. People don't like her. People like I. You'll never know what you're going to get out of this lady. That's all I gotta say.
I think she's terrible. I think she is abusive verbally.
Very extremely.
We saw her physically be abusive to Michael this season, but people think she makes good TV.
That's another. What is she doing with Michael? Like, is she swinging from chandeliers, doing backflips on him? Because I want to know what do she have on this guy that he's just like, I love you, Angela.
I already know. So, and I was going to ask you guys because I can't remember. And Kelly, maybe you'll know because you used to be in law enforcement. But what is it called when someone abducts you or steals you, and then you sympathize with your abductor? What is that called again?
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about.
Is it like something syndrome?
God.
Live chat, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where
Yes.
person is has been abducted by someone, and then they've been abducted so long that they start to sympathize and are so attached to that person. I've been trying all day to think of what it's called.
I know
Yes,
exactly.
thank you. Stockholm syndrome, Stevie.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm convinced, Kelly, that is what Michael is doing, and he has Stockholm syndrome with Angela because he's been with her for so long, and also his second part is that he really wants to come to America so badly by any means necessary.
That's another thing. Why is it taking him so long to get to America? Everybody else is already there, and what's going on? And everybody, listen. When we do pillow talk and behind the scenes, I ask the crew because they all go to different places to do the film, and I really inquire on this couple. I'm like, is this real? Like, is it legit? Because I can't understand how this lady is able to talk to this guy like this and the crew is like, no, it's legit. From day one, she takes like 85 million breaks, cigarette breaks to curse him out. It's legit. Like, they're not acting.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Radella's saying that there might be a little bit of an echo on your part. I don't hear it, but just FYI.
Okay. Oh yeah, I heard it.
Lisa says, I fear Angela might be beloved by red hat wearing folks off a certain ILK. That plus the crowds I hang with hating her, it all equals to social media attraction. I don't even know what any of that means, but I will say this, that Angela is terrible. I feel like she's terrible. I feel like she's a terror. And I'm going to talk about it shortly when we talk about the tell-all. But Kelly, this is how she came in. She came in like a raging bull who had rabies. So, when you have rabies, you're like wild, like a wild animal that needs to be put down. She came in house slippers and when I tell you guys, okay, I have to find it because I cannot with her. I cannot with her. Oh, tell me I did not do it. Hold the line, Kelly. Hold the line.
From what I saw, she was just going around.
She was going around the stage freaking out on every single person, and she was like screaming and yelling and cussing and all the things. It was so disgusting. For me, I was like, who is this woman, and why every time she does a tell-all, she thinks she's on Maury Povich?
I mean, she originally was there before, so what you expect?
I mean, I think that she thinks that she's the star of the show, and that's the problem. Because everyone's the star of the show, right?
Exactly.
So, one of the things that was and I found it and I didn't upload it. I'm going to upload it right now because I really want to talk about it. I want to show you all the nonsense. So just give me 1 second. It's about to upload right now. In the meantime.
Oh, I'm in my mom's room, glitter wall. This is crazy.
I think Trump fans might like Angela. I don't hang with those folks, but between positive and negative attention equals she stays on the show because she creates social media hits. That part. And that's unfortunate because we're rewarding bad behavior, Lisa. We're rewarding people who are verbally abusive, and we're all sick of it. And that's what you're seeing online. Okay, so I'm going to put this up real quick. Okay, so you know how we were talking about bundles, Kelly?
Oh, God.
Okay, you guys, I can't get past this. Like, I honestly can't get past this.
They didn't even try to blend it. Like,
look at this nonsense.
Yeah, what?
Why am I seeing this right now? First of all, and you guys know how I feel. First of all, okay, I'm done with the synthetic bundles. Go ahead and add a couple $100 and get you some real extensions. Second of all, if y'all are doing, like you said, Kelly, if they're doing your makeup, why are they not showing her that her hair is effed up? Why, Kelly? Why?
And it looked like that's what she was like. She leaned her head back and didn't even. Oh, man. That's bad.
It's really bad.
That's bad.
The colors don't blend. The friggin' synthetic hair is doing its own little curly nonsense. Then her hair that is fried is looking like a rat. You remember in the 80s when I was growing up in the 80s, they had the rabbit tail that was like a good luck charm. Kelly, tell me, and I know you probably don't want to say anything, but tell me that does in the middle right there doesn't look
like
a rabbit tail. Tell me that this does not look like a rabbit tail.
It's bad.
It's terrible.
Oh,
and
man.
She came in, you guys, and we're going to talk about it shortly, but she came in thinking she was the shit. She didn't go into she came into her personal green room, Kelly, but she didn't come into the group green room. She waited till Sean arrived on the stage, and then she came on stage, and she was a terror. She walked around the stage, cussing everyone out, and then bounced, which we'll talk about. But she really does think she's the superstar. And I'm like,
why do they allow that?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out. Philip said they aren't miracle workers. Even Jesus will struggle to help all that mess.
I still want to know what she do.
Kelly. Kimmy R says, Kelly.
Yo.
So I'm going to jump into talking about the tell-all. Kelly, if you want to kick it with us, we would love to have you stay. If not, I totally understand.
Whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah, let's have you hang out. I'm going to do a little bit of a recap, and you can jump in and tell us how you feel. We have Gio that's going to jump in shortly. So, tell-all, you guys, starts off with Angela 72 hours before the tell-all is about to start in Hazelhurst, Atlanta. she's at home. She's talking to her grandkids, which I thought was weird because Kelly, she was talking to her grandkids via FaceTime, but the grandkids live with her in that house. So I was like, where are the grandkids? And like, why are we doing this? But that's what happened. She's in her closet, and you guys, I don't know about you guys, and I might just be, I don't know. I was raised by Africans, and it's all about a clean house and a clean environment. And her friggin' closet was a trash can. It was a trash can. She had like hangers everywhere, shit everywhere. It was like so disgusting. Like, it was the epitome, in my opinion, of who she is as a person. That closet was a hot mess. So she tells the grandkids, who are probably not even 10 years old each, that she's going to the tell-all. And normally when she goes to the tell-all, she's in a happy mood. I was like, have we been watching the same tell-all? Because the tell-alls that I've seen you go to, all of them, you've bullied someone, whether it was Avery or Usman or what's John's girl's name? John's girl's name. It was someone. She was always bullying someone and always talking crazy over them, and it was ridiculous. And so I don't know what she talks about happy mood, because you come in wanting to be a bully and you've been consistent about bullying people. And felt Rachel, thank you, Laura. Rachel. Gio says LMAO, her house is a trash compactor. That part.
They don't like filming over there too.
I bet, because I'm sure it's a hot mess. I'm sure it's a hot
Yeah.
mess. Listen, you guys, I told you guys, she smokes inside, which I also wanted to talk to you about, Kelly, because she was at the hotel in New York before she went on the tell-up this time round with some new friend that we'll also talk about, but like trying to light up a cigarette. And I know that you cannot smoke in hotels in New York. She doesn't give a rat's ass. She just will pull out a cigarette from her boob at any time. She doesn't care where she is.
I really, you're right. I really think she thinks she's the star, and she has that complex, like whatever, and she's going to give a performance. That's all I could come up with.
Absolutely gives a performance every time. So she tells her grandbabies that she's going to raise hell at the tell-all. She doesn't care. She's about to like blow some shit up. She then starts talking to her daughter Skyla, who comes in, which again I thought was weird, because why are you talking to the grandkids via FaceTime when you guys all live in the same house? But whatever. So she's trying to figure out what she should wear because she wants to look hot. She feels hot. She thinks she's hot. All the things. And Skylar's like, you should wear a black dress for the death of your relationship. And then you should wear this pink sparkly outfit and go find you a new man. Now, meanwhile, Angela says, well, I have a man. And I've been with him for several months. And then she goes on to say, Kelly, that she is going to bring him. She's not going to tell us who it is, but he's going to help her expose Michael for the lying, cheating person that he is. And again, you guys, you already know how I feel. Angela will say something and she cannot back it up with any type of receipts. And even the last episode we watched, where she said she had receipts that Michael was cheating on her with a different girl, I was like, that voicemail came from what random person? Show me what you're really talking about, because it sounds like BS to me.
I don't think the elevator goes up to all the way to the top with her.
That part.
She's too much. But she picked the right guy to do that too, so because no normal dude ain't gonna be dealing with that.
Well, you know what? We've been talking about Michael, and I'll tell you this, Kelly. Michael, I don't feel bad for him anymore because he puts up with it. Right. And even in this tell-all, we'll talk about it. I'm not an Usman fan, you guys, but Usman was preaching facts, and Michael did not want to hear any of the facts, because guess what? He really wants to come to America by any means necessary.
That's too much.
So then we go into Big Ed and Liz, and we go to Big Ed in San Diego, and instead of saying, "Oh, Liz and I broke up again," because he's a narcissist and he's the worst, and you guys already know how I feel about him.
Did he go to therapy? Any therapy?
I mean, he says he's going to therapy, Kelly, but I mean, I think maybe he went half a dozen times, but he thinks he's fixed.
Because every minute that's his excuse is therapy. So I just want to know, did he use it this time again?
Yeah, no. Instead, he said that instead of saying that Liz and I broke up, he's like all proud, okay, with like his chest out, thinking he's the shit, said, "I broke up with Liz again because things haven't been changing. I asked her to move out because I couldn't deal with her anymore." I was like, you guys, I say this all the time, and I will pop this up here because I don't get it. I really don't get it. How is he the prize? Please.
That's another thing. Either he packing, laying a pipe down, or he's spending money. That's the only thing I could come up with, because Liz is not a bad looking girl. You know, when I saw her in person, I was like, okay. And I was shocked that
Kelly.
Yeah.
This little 5'1".
Look, I don't
want to say something. Listen, he is not packing anything. He is not Kelly, look at him. Look at him and try to tell me again that you think he's packing. Look at him. Look at him with the wisdom of being in law enforcement and knowing and being able to judge characters. Look at him right now.
Yeah. Well,
he ain't packing. You know what it is? You know what it is? Is that Liz has had a little bit of taste of fame.
Oh, so you think she bit the bug?
Listen, she's like 2 feet taller than this fool. 2 feet taller, and he's trying to say that he keeps breaking up with her for the 15th, 20th time. Look, he is not the prize. I don't care what y'all saying. He is not the prize. He is not the prize.
They saying he's the prize?
No, he thinks he's the prize.
And the funny thing is, on our tell-all, I told him, I said, look, you're going to have to get with this girl, because if you get back on the show with another woman, everybody going to look at you like you're crazy.
Listen, those buttons on his shirt, they're ready to they're like holding on for dear life right now. Okay?
And why did he break up with her this time? What's she do now?
He broke up with her because they were fighting all the time, and he feels that he just wants to live alone. He wants to live alone. He doesn't want to deal with them fighting all the time. And so they've been living apart as per the tell-all for 3 months. So she's been living alone for 3 months. He's been living alone for 3 months. He says he did that because he needs to, quote, gain perspective on the relationship. But here's what happened that's super fucked up, Kelly, is that he gave her less than a week to find a place to live. And he had his friend come through and help pack her bags. So she was couch surfing until she found a place to live. Now, here's the thing. She puts up with it, though, because she's like, I'm mad at Ed for kicking me out, and I'm mad at him for breaking up with me for the umpteenth time. But I'm also mad at myself, she says, because she is on her, quote, own again. But guess what? She misses him, Kelly. She misses him. And so because she misses him,
You know what? You might be right. You absolutely might be right. She wants to get back on that camera.
That's it, because she says she misses him. And then they started dating again. So now they're dating, but she's also still wearing her engagement ring. And she doesn't know what that means. But she wants to make sure that they're still together. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it.
Damn.
Stop it. You sound ridiculous. Ed is not the prize. Tell me, how is he the prize, y'all? Tell me. Exactly.
It goes back to the same question. We're trying to figure out if Ed is the prize, and then why Michael's staying with Angela. But he wants to come to America. Liz, she got to be up to something. I don't know. And she's not an ugly girl, so I don't get it. But
I don't get it either. We're trying to figure it out. If any of you guys in the live chat think you know the answer, pop it up, because I really want to know.
Well, everybody's saying that he's not packing, so it got to be money.
Listen, he doesn't even have any money. We talked about this too this season, you guys. Remember that little midget house? And I'm sorry, that's not politically correct, but the little small house that he lives in, that he's renting, he doesn't even own.
Oh, he don't own it?
He doesn't own that little small house that he lives in.
Oh, wow. I thought he owned it.
He doesn't own it. His lease was coming up and they were going to move in together. They were looking at like $1 million houses in San Diego, but they didn't have $1 million. So like, nah. Nah.
Oh, so what does the what did it say? What does the camera do for? A lot of people get addicted to it. They get addicted to being on TV and the attention and the clout.
All of it. That's what I think it is.
A lot of people.
The Hobbit house. You know what, Rebecca? You and I are going to hell. You and I are going to hell. Thank God I went to church today because you and I are going to hell. Sherry. Hey, Sherry. Sherry says Ed is not the prize.
And he's another one that's good for TV, according to them, because he's in everything.
That's it. I think TLC loves to have the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we get sick of them. Okay, so then we move on to Andrei and Jovi. So Andrei and Jovi are out for drinks, which I thought was like a super weird.
Between you and I saw a little bit of that. The dialogue seemed coached to me. It didn't seem genuine.
Yeah, that's what I feel too. It doesn't feel genuine. Oh, look who's here, chewing away. What up, Gio?
What's going on, Gio?
You better get your shit together.
What's going on with y'all?
Yeah, everybody got a good backdrop. I'm in my mom's room with glitter and all this and that. You know, I like this.
What's up with you, Kelly? Peace and love, brother. How you doing?
Same here, brother. Same here.
What up, Linda, sister? Peace and love. But you know what time it is. I'm finna go ahead.
You guys, I always love when I get to connect with Gio because, as you guys know, we're kindred spirits, but we're so different and we have such different perspectives. We grew up differently, but what's great is that we're always able to come together and have similar mindsets. So I'm talking right now about Andrei and Jovi. They're at the bar, Kelly, and Andrei's trying to drag Jovi, right? So he's like, I don't understand. Like you're not good enough for Yara.
But you notice he didn't have that same aggression like he normally have with the family when he talks to the family.
He tried to.
It was a little bit, and then
Jovi
he backed down.
Yep.
Because normally when somebody he address a person, he gets more aggressive because he wants to show himself he's the alpha male. That combo, he didn't do it, and Jovi was looking at him like, all right, whatever, with the crazy look. But I was like, yeah, that's when I know he wasn't real.
So what I liked about Jovi is the fact that he didn't miss a beat. He literally, like, dead ass, you guys, was like this. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna get into character. Okay, he says like this. I'm just talking to you regular. You know what? Maybe you're the problem because ever since you came, you're the one that divided the family. You've manipulated the family, and you've always fought with everyone. You're first fighting with the sister, then you're fighting with the brother, and now you're fighting with the mom. So, like, maybe you're the problem. When I say I was like this, bravo, because he didn't skip a beat. He didn't raise his voice. He just preached facts. And when I tell you guys that I say this on this show all the time, that Andrei is the villain, I don't give a shit about what any of y'all say. He's the villain. They may have problems, but every family has problems. Yeah. But when he came in, and I have to find it, he literally said this. He said, he called Libby's family garbage, and he wants to, quote, detach his wife from them, which is what I told you guys he's been trying to do the whole time, because manipulators and abusers, what do they try to do? They isolate you from your friends and family. They cause dissension. They cause chaos. They cause drama because they're isolating you. And when I say that this fool said it in all the words, you guys go back and rewind and see what he said. He literally said he wants to detach his wife from them because they're garbage.
Yep. That's about right. But you got to think about this too. Andrei from Moldova, he be tripping. I ain't gonna lie to you. Your boy be out here tripping. He was looking at Jovi like, yeah, I I don't do nothing. Then he trying to tell Jovi that Yara, he was talking trash about Yara. I seen what he did. He tried to manipulate the situation, but he was because I guess Jovi was like, "You ever been to a strip club or something like that?" I think really Andrei threw that at him as a war kind of tactic thing to make him go back and forth between the conversation because we know Andrei is a shit starter. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is. And he loves it. He did that on purpose. Wanting to argue with Jovi. I don't get what kind of man is Andrei. He wants to argue all the time. And honestly, I think he obviously do got an alcohol problem because look where he was at. The bar.
And that part. And so he wants to call Charlie an alcoholic, but every single time that there's an issue, guess what? He's drinking.
He is drinking. Yeah,
that, exactly, Kelly. That part.
Yes.
And then he doesn't want to look into himself. So when Jovi's like, ever think that you're the problem? He's like, do I look like the fucking problem? I'm doing good. And Jovi's like, well, you're the one that doesn't get along with anyone in the family, he says. So maybe you're causing the conflict, which is facts because he is, in my opinion.
And that goes back to what I was saying when Jovi was dishing it to him. Andrei did not come off super aggressive like he normally do. He was
because
just
no one ever, because Kelly, no one ever talks back to him because
but they do, and then he starts shouting at them, and he's just he didn't have that same energy for Jovi.
Kelly, Andrei is the male version of Angela. And I've said this before and I'll say it again because Angela is a bully and so is Andrei. And this is what it is. So let's say I'm fighting with Gio right now. Gio, just like start talk about anything. I'm going to show you what they do.
I'm going to pull an Angela.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I'm talking over you. I'm screaming over you. I'm better than you. Fix your teeth. When that bitch had the audacity to say fix your teeth to
her teeth fucked up too.
I was like, I know this snaggletooth, chain smoking, just got her bottom teeth fixed, is not telling someone else to get their teeth fixed. I know that can't be true. That can't be true. But that's what she does. So she talks over people and she has this aggression that regular people like you and I, we're like, wait, what's happening right now? How did we go from 0 to 100? And so you're thrown off. You're like, wait, how do I respond to this? Because not everyone is a bully like that.
And I don't like how she walks up on a person. You don't need to be walking up in a person's space. Like, I mean, look, where I grew up at, you get into that space.
Brooklyn in the house.
If I could reach you and connect, that's on you because you shouldn't be in my face. You shouldn't be in my area. You got to respect people. And she's always doing that. I don't understand what makes her think she can do that. And they let her slide with that, you know. And
Vanessa says, I get what Kelly's saying. Andrei's passion wasn't there.
Yeah. I don't like Andrei. I ain't never did. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna like him from the get-go. Because of the way he is like towards Elizabeth. We need to find out what's really going on in that household. Like for real. It's gonna come out, I guarantee you, without a doubt. The way he talks to Elizabeth, he like controls her. And it's sad at this point. She don't say that now she's pregnant with the man, baby, not trying to talk trash about nobody kids, but at the same time, she is controlled, you know, and now Chuck is being controlled too.
What's that about? How did that? What kind of Jedi mind trick did he do on Chuck?
I think Chuck's scared of him because of what he did to his son. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody beat him in that family. You know what I'm saying? So they can't beat him with the words. So the sister was gonna kick it. I'm not gonna lie, the one sister was gonna beat him up. Like, and he ain't gonna hit no woman on national TV.
Part of it, you guys, is also that he's scared that he's not gonna have contact with his grandkids, right? Yeah. So if Andrei continues to isolate, like he said, and detach Libby from the family, then Chuck, who he shared with us that he's a cancer survivor, he's older, all the things, grandparents want to be grandparents. And he's scared that if he doesn't be in line with this bully, Andrei, that he's not going to have access to his youngest daughter, which is really sad to think about. So I just want to get through this as well, you guys. So Andrei goes on to say to Jovi that he's bringing, quote, the truth, and it's too much truth for people to handle, so they choke on it. And I'm like, well, Andrei, I feel like you're the one that's choking on truth because you're becoming defensive and you're making shit up that's not true. Yeah. So you need to turn all of those finger pointing things back at yourself, right? So then he starts lashing out at Jovi and calling Jovi an effing problem in his relationship. The only thing that he has on Jovi is when Jovi was going to the strip club. But how long ago, you guys, was that? That was like 2 years ago. Jovi's a family man now. He's a dad. He has shown that, hey, you know what? There's more to just partying and going to the strip club, which again, you guys, I don't think there was anything wrong with that because he was a young single dude, you know, barely 30 years old. If you don't party in your 20s, when do you party?
Yeah. Y'all change that up real quick.
Right. Which I get because now he's a family man. But Andrei is trying to throw it in his face, but that's the only thing you have, Andrei, is like, oh, well, you when your wife just had a baby, you're like, let's go to the strip club. And then you guys, he tried to manipulate the situation on this tell-all by, this is what he did. He said, Andrei said, I've never been to the strip club. So what's the answer to that? Jovi says, do you want to go? Right? As if he's being hospitable.
He actually said that.
Yeah, he did.
And then instead of saying, oh, I was bait and switched by Andrei, he was like, yeah, your husband hasn't changed. He invited me to the strip club yesterday. Let's rewind the tape because that's not what happened. You literally said you've never been to the strip club. And Jovi's like, well, okay, do you want to go? Like if you've Gio, I've never been to Hawaii. You're like, oh, I have a home in Hawaii. You want to go? That's what it was, Kelly. So then he continues to lash out at Jovi, and Jovi's like, you know what? I think that maybe you're the problem. I think you're using Libby's family, which I agree, you guys, because guess what? Just like Jovi said, he's fought with every single person, even Chuck. He used to fight with Chuck when he very first came
in the
over
beginning.
to America.
In the beginning.
But guess what? Chuck is his money man. Chuck has financed his career. Chuck has financed his.
We saw that from the other previous season. Remember, they was flipping homes. It's like, Chuck, look, let me see. You see what I did? See what I did? Chuck, I'm the best guy. I know what I'm doing. Come on, Chuck. If you give me money, I would do it. I'm like, bro, come on.
That part. That's why. That's the only reason. Think about all Libby's family members. He only gets along with Chuck because Chuck is the money bag for him. Chuck is financing his life. Chuck has given him a career that he didn't have a career before. Chuck allowed him to buy a house, finance the house, furnish the house, all with Chuck's money. So you're not going to, what is it? The saying, you guys, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you?
Yeah.
That part. But Charlie doesn't give him shit. Jen doesn't give him shit. Becky doesn't give him shit. Pam, the mom, doesn't give him shit. So all of a sudden, all of those people are the problem. So then Jovi says, you're using her family. You manipulate them. You're turning everyone against each other. You pick fights with everyone in the family. Charlie, the sisters, the mom. So like, did you ever think that maybe you're the problem? And then Andrei tries to deflect that whole situation and says, he's not the problem. They had that problem before I started, and I'm just giving them the truth.
That was a lie.
And then you guys, he had the audacity to say, and I want, as a Canadian, I don't know, but Kelly and Gio, I want to ask what your opinion is. So he has all these stereotypes about Americans. And so he says, it's typical of Americans. All they know how to do is fight, scream, or storm off. What are your thoughts on that?
You need to look in the mirror.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It did piss me off when I heard him say that. I was like, I know this man did not just say all of us. It's the typical Americans. All they do is fight, scream. I said, bro, what have you been doing for the past 3 years? We've been watching you on 90 Day. fighting and screaming.
That
So yeah, ain't that the what they call it? The kettle calling the pot black. Yeah, like that's him.
And he always has something negative to say about Americans in the ways, but you're over here getting the money from America and catering to Americans.
Preach.
So
Preach. Okay, so then we go over to Usman, and you guys, I'm not an Usman fan, but I have to tell you,
my boy, yeah,
is he?
Look, you gotta love his hustle. You gotta love his hustle.
He got some brownie points for me this episode. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, so I'm not an Usman fan at all. I think that he also uses the show for clout. I'm surprised that you two love him so much, and you guys, because they love him so much, I have to bring out the mic. So I don't think Usman is talented.
I asked you way back. I was like, "How is this music?" Because I really would. I'm shocked.
I'm telling you, Kelly, what it is. It's auto-tune. I can be a superstar.
So he's not a burner boy. He's not over there.
Nah.
As long as I have auto-tune.
But he believes. So, as long as you believe.
He believes he's the next Michael Jackson. He believes he's friends with Tegan and John Legend. He believes that he's an international superstar. But what I'm trying to tell you is if you have a little auto-tune, anyone can be a superstar. Bum, bum, bum.
Linda grabbed a whole mic.
Thanks for using.
You was feeling yourself with that mic, though.
Just like Usman feels himself when he has a mic with autotune. I was channeling him, Gio. Anyways, Usman is in Lagos for the tell-all. And, you guys, Jocelyn said, please no.
Jocelyn's she's on the money, man. She's going in.
He said, please no with the microphone. Okay, so Usman, so one of the things I want to ask you guys, and I know, without getting super political, but don't you guys think it's weird that the two Nigerians just never come to America, can't get to America?
I don't understand it. I really don't. Do like the rest of them. Go to another country and jump on a plane, go through Canada and come through. I'm trying to understand why these guys can't make it through.
I honestly think that they might not even want to come over here like that. I think they trying to really get fame over there in Africa to be known, So, but Michael, I think Michael wants to, but then at the same time, he does second guess himself. So I'm with you, Linda, on Michael. I don't feel bad for him. I think Usman just want that African fan base. You hear me? He trying to be the next Banner Boy, the Akon. You feel me? He trying to blow up in Africa.
He is not the next Akon, FYI. Just anyone who thinks that.
I think you hit a nerve. You hit a nerve.
Y'all are delusional. Okay, delusional. He is not the next Michael Jackson.
That's a damn
talent. The talent that this fool has is the same talent you saw with me and my mic. I am great at a lot of things. I am not a singer, and neither is he.
They just ask, why don't they show the concerts that he performed? That's a good valid question.
Because what concerts? Damn. You show me a YouTube video of that fool performing anywhere live. Actually, let's have him on Bears All. Let's have him on Bears All. You know how they had Darcy.
They had the twins singing. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that was terrible. That was
yeah. That's who I want to meet. I want to meet the twins. I want to party.
They seem cool, but that shit they did on that Bears,
hilarious.
We're not talking bad about Darcy and Stacey. I love Darcy. I know.
I want to meet them. I really do. I want to meet them.
They're good people. Okay, so Usman also, like Ed, thinks he's the prize. And so we know that him and Kimberly broke up, which is not surprising because they weren't really together. Y'all aren't having sex. He's not trying to fill you. He wants to have a baby.
They're not together, or they're together? I'm confused with them.
Oh, they broke up. They broke up. They're just friends, but they were always just friends, Kelly. They did the show, and I've reported on it. They did the show as a business arrangement so that they could both have continued fame.
I remember
he wanted to be on the show with Zara, which is the black girl that he was dating from Texas.
She was pretty. She was pretty.
Very pretty. And she decided last minute, contract in hand, that she didn't want to do the show with Usman. And Usman still wanted to be on the show. So he went to his biggest fan and said, hey, do you want to be on the show with me and act like you are in love with me? Which she, think it's like me. It's like Drake DMing me saying, hey, Linda, I'm doing this reality show. I know you're my biggest fan. You want to be on the show? Hell yeah, I want to be on the show. I want to be on this show because I love you.
I know, like, once they did their season, and I stay in contact with a couple of them from that show, that previous, when they first started, and she messaged me a question on Instagram, and I answered back, and she was like, yeah, I'm going over there right now to go see him, and she was all ecstatic, and I was like, okay, best of luck, but whatever float your boat.
That part. Okay, so Usman thinks he's the prize, so they broke up, and he says, he's not okay with being with Kimberly because he's not okay with not having a child. And I was like, well, you already knew before you got with her that she couldn't have a kid with you. So like, now why do you have an issue with it? You're the same person that was trying to steal your brother's child and adopt him. So like, now why all of a sudden do you have a problem? And Kimberly's the problem. This woman is 50 plus years old. You knew that when you met her. And guess what? You have a tendency, and you guys, no disrespect, you guys, so don't come for me. Don't DM me. Don't do anything. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I believe it. But Usman obviously has a type. He likes the old white women, 50 plus, that clearly cannot give him what he says he really wants, which is
you really
child.
think he hit them off? Like, you think they did stuff?
Hell, listen, Usman has an agenda. He married baby girl Lisa. We saw them,
I'm saying, did he do the
on camera. So, and then same thing with Kimberly. So I'm just saying, like, don't act brand new and tell us, the audience, that she's not giving you what you want, because you clearly have a type. We've seen it, and that's who you want. You want older white women, chain smoking, drinking, throw drinks in your face, disrespect you because you think that you're better than and you're the prize, and that way you'll be able to hold on to them. Don't even get me started, y'all.
Yeah, but this is what I want to say too. What is going on with these women going over there disrespecting them in their own country like that? Like, for real, I don't care how old you is, how young you is, you don't do stuff like that. Like they carry respect heavily over there in Africa.
They're very brave.
Really just throwing drinks in the man's face. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like, you're not a teenager. These women are not teenagers. These are grown ass women with adult kids acting like that. So when I see that, I'm like, yeah, I see why they want a younger person, because they still think they got that young mindset. They want to still feel young again. You're only gonna age up, not down. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say about that one.
That's not really a type. It's a type of prey. True, but what website they be going on getting these ladies? I want to know. I want to know, because I see a pattern here. Where the Angela, baby girl, whatever? Where they be getting these people?
I think they be on websites, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think they be on them. Look, it's weird. I think they probably just specifically go right to Africa to look for a young black African man. You know what I'm saying? They know better. They not gonna find that.
Okay, but like, you guys, we just saw it. Like, we need to answer our own questions. So just like how Ed is on a specific Asian website to date Asian women, I'm sure that there's the same thing with the Africans and whatever your fetish is. That's where they're going.
Go hit him up.
That part. So, Dustin, thank you so much for the super chat. Marshmallow, find somebody else to be on the show with next season. Just wait and watch. So, I want to finish up with Usman here. So, Usman thinks he's the prize, and he's mad that Kimberly is not giving him a child. But he's like, we broke up, but we still talk. And here's the part that drives me crazy. You guys. And I really do want to know from a man's perspective how you feel, because he says, we still talk because she loves him so much and will do anything for him. But he's just not feeling it. He feels like he doesn't feel happy. He doesn't feel like this is a good relationship. He feels like it's not healthy. And he feels like he's been, quote, unfairly criticized by us, the fans, because us, the fans, think that he's been using the older white woman, aka Kimberly, aka baby girl Lisa, and he feels like he's being misunderstood and unfairly criticized. What would you guys say to that?
I'm gonna say something about it because I don't think.
That was
the dumbest thing for him to say, because we obviously see him. He keep going for these older white women, and he keep using them. Like
even Stevie Wonder could see it.
Y'all made me laugh. Both of them were like silent cricket.
Because he tried to ask them, how you gonna get mad at us because of what we think as the fans? Like,
right,
well, you the one did it to yourself. We didn't tell you to go out here and go date these women and bring them over to Africa and have them eating goat meat and stuff like that. We didn't tell them to drink the goat milk. You know what I'm saying? We didn't tell them nothing like that.
Farm, whole cattle, different types of money.
Chasing chickens and shit. We didn't tell them to do that. You did.
I saw a preview that I think his brother's doing the same thing too.
Oh, Lord.
I saw somebody post that up. His brother's doing something too.
Oh, Lord. Slycat says Usman never was into those women romantically. He was totally using them. And Adventures with V says, in his defense, he tried with Zara. She just saw through his BS. All right, then I want to move on to Jenny, you guys. So Jenny, back in America, hasn't been in America for 3 years. She's in New York City for the tell-all, and she feels like she's having a reverse culture shock. And I don't know about y'all, but I was 100% irritated by that comment, because if you guys remember, Jenny doesn't leave the house without Usman when she's in India because she doesn't feel comfortable. Oh, the Indians, I can't be outside as a older white woman with blonde hair with the Indians. I don't feel comfortable. I can't even go to the market. But she gets to New York City, which is like a cornucopia. Kelly, back me up. Cornucopia of different cultures that you
melting pot is everybody's here.
Everybody's there. Everybody. And everyone is not only speaking English, they're speaking their native tongue. Yes. So she comes in acting like, oh my God, I'm safe now. I'm in America and I can speak English and I feel okay walking around by myself because I'm in America. Bitch, you're in New York City. First and foremost, okay, you're in New York City where you have to have some type of street sense and mental capacity, because I don't give a rat's ass who and what you think you are. They don't play. Okay, so you can walk around all doughy-eyed and all the things. You're the first person that's going to be a victim of a crime. I don't give a rat's ass. So don't act like you're like all safe because you're in New York City versus being in India, because there's the same amount of danger if you don't have street sense.
Do you think that's what she's trying to pitch to get him to come over here? Because she wants him to come over here.
That's exactly what she pitched.
She's planning to seed a little bit more.
That's exactly what she pitched. So she says that she's tired of all the things in India and all the problems she's having with the family, and it's about time that they move to America. That
he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. Facts.
He ain't trying to go nowhere.
That part. So she's in. I wanted to say she was in Central Park, but it didn't look like Central Park. But they met up at a park, and she meets up with Kimberly. And you guys, what was interesting to me, and I'm curious to know what you think, Gio, is that I never compared Jenny and Kimberly together, but they said that they're kindred spirits and that they both have like similar situations because they're both from San Diego. They're both dating young men that are like 20 plus years they're junior. They both have family issues. What do you think about that, Gio? Because I would never have compared them at all. I compared Kimberly and Angela. I compared Kimberly and baby girl Lisa, but I didn't compare Kimberly and Jenny. Did you?
I can't compare Kimberly and Jenny. The only reason I think that she's trying to compare each other they trying to compare each other to each other because they both from San Diego. They around the same age, and they both well, they're not even getting. Both of them ain't dating man in Africa. She's dating a guy in India. But did you catch it when Kimberly was like, I feel bad for her because she's over there and the family treats her bad?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I know damn hell and well she didn't say that because let's not forget who went over there and did what they did. Jenny went over there inside of them people's home. And I say she broke their family apart. That's it. I'm outside.
She was staying with them. She was staying with them.
And she keeps soaking that up from Kimberly, like, oh yeah, feel bad for me, feel sorry for me, boo-hoo, let me cry on your shoulder. No, you did that to this man's family. Why his mama don't like you now? So yeah, I don't see no comparisons. They're not no soul matchmakers, no.
Yeah, I don't see it, but I mean, I guess if you just look at like the bare fact, the same age, from the same area, dating younger men, family problems, then I guess that's the same. But I don't feel like their love relationships are the same at all.
But you know why I don't say they're the same? Jenny is really more soft-spoken than Angela and Kimberly. Angela and Kimberly will go off. Jenny only will go off on Sumit. She won't go off on his Sumit's mama and daddy like that. Like how she do Sumit, she be going off. She's not gonna go off on nobody else. Angela and Kimberly don't care. They'll go off on anybody.
On anybody, that part. All right, so we move on to Yara. I think it's interesting that Yara and Shaida are friends, and apparently from the show we watched from the tell-all this episode that they talk on social media all the time. They've become friends. They both respect each other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they meet up for the first time in real life, shopping on Fifth Avenue. And it's the same storyline, you guys. So Shaida feels like Bilal's not compromising. She feels like she wants to like have the baby, have her business, have her own money. And she confides in Yara that she had a conversation about finances with Bilal, and she wants to have a joint bank account, but he says no. And she's like, I don't even know how much my husband makes. I don't have any access to the funds. I have to literally ask him for anything that I want or need. And Yara's like, oh no, that's bullshit. Like, if you're a family, it's our money. My money, your money, our money together. And she's like, well, if Bilal's not going to share his banking information with you and doesn't want to have a joint bank account, like what other secrets does he have? And so, Gio, I know you're married, and Kelly, we know that you have experience with all of this. What do you guys think of that? If you were married or if you're in a long-term relationship, are you sharing bank accounts or are you not?
No. I would do the joint bank account if it's going to the next level and we getting, the marriage and all that. But I meet you and you want to know my bank account. You want my social security number too? No. What are you talking about?
But what if that's your wife, Kelly? If that's your wife, you're not having a joint bank account?
No, I will have a joint bank account. My wife, yes.
That's what I'm asking. So Shaida and Bilal are married. They do not have a bank account shared, joint together. And she doesn't even know how much she makes for a living.
She knows what type of guy she's with. She should know that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's all a power struggle. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to be dominant in the relationship, which it's not going to work because he's not that type of guy. Whereas Jovi and Yara runs the relationship. So he has no saying. He don't have a backbone. He's still he needs to mature a little bit up, but he's trying to please and be a yes man with her. But Blau and Yoshida she's trying to get that dominance because you saw that when she went at it with the ex-wife, the baby mother. That was uncalled for. There was no need for it. That was a pissing match to see who's in control now. We know you married him. We know this. Like, be easy. But you know your guy is not going to give you all the information. He done put you in a house that you didn't even know that was not even his house. What'd you expect?
What do you think? Okay, what do you think, Gio?
I can honestly say this. I agree with everything Kelly just said, but on this aspect, on this point, I'm gonna say this. With that whole entire situation of Yara trying to tell her, oh, you need to figure out what's in this bank account. I agree with the joint bank account that you married, but y'all gotta have some type of business and stuff going on to have that joint. You know, like a TV show, yeah, that's cool. But as far as you looking into my bank account, seeing what I'm already making before I met you, I don't agree with looking in each other's bank account to, oh, let me see what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
even if you're married to that person,
you've been married.
No,
I'm married now. I won't
the
even
only
do that
account
to my
that you
wife.
need to be worried about is the joint account. That's it.
Yeah, that's her money. Is
monitor.
her money that she made before me,
That's
and my money that I made before her. She ain't finna look into my bank account. She better just trust me that I'm taking care of things with these funds.
Because I'm not. Linda, if you and I get together, I'm not going to check your account and know what you got in your bank account. Yep. No, that's your business. That's what you earn. That's what you. The joint, I'd be like, okay, and then you can ask me any type of question you want about the joint bank account. Because the joint bank account is supposed to take care of everything, the house, whatever that we put together. But who do you go on date to ask them what's in your bank account?
Kelly, I'm not talking about dates though. I'm talking about that is your partner of life. That is your husband or your wife. Listen, y'all. Listen.
Okay.
Live chat, I'm going to need you guys to chime in on this because I clearly do not agree with Kelly or Gio. I personally think, and you guys know me, so you know that I'm all about communication. I'm all about, what do I tell you guys? The 4 things that are important. You need to talk about sex. You need to talk about religion. You need to talk about kids, and you need to talk about money. So these 2.
As long as you ain't bankrupt, we good.
What?
As long as you ain't bankrupt and you ain't in debt, we're good.
Nah, if you're my husband, okay, you're gonna know what's in my bank account personally. I'm gonna know what's in your bank account personally, and we're gonna know what's in each other's bank account jointly. And as we build for the future, whether we're buying and flipping houses, whether we're investing in cryptocurrency or whatever the case may be, what you're not about to do, Gio and Kelly, is tell me your money is your money and the money I made before you is my money. Stop
I'm gonna say this though, Linda. I'm gonna say this though. That both of y'all, Linda and Kelly, there's been times in my household, I'll just say it, just be talking to my wife or something, just say it and she'll just tell me. But as far as like, let me look into your bank account, because you need it's this thing called trust. We should already have that established from.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So what are you 2 fools talking about then?
No, I'm saying with trust, she should already trust me that I'm responsible enough to take care of my own bank account, and I should be able to trust her that she's able to take care of her own bank account. Only time somebody want to go, because the way Yara was putting it, the only reason why she was putting it that way, because you need to see what he's spending his money on. He said he might not have all the money. Why do you need to be concerned about what he has in his
pocket? She want the money.
Yeah, but y'all need to focus on what the hell Jovi making, not telling somebody else what they making. You know what I'm saying? Focus on your shit. Don't be up in somebody else's business tomorrow.
It's all on control, man. Control and dominance. I'm sorry. I know, Linda, you don't agree with it. Bro, everybody's in debt. Yeah, this is between debt and being deep in debt. Like, come on, let's be for real. You don't want to get with somebody that's like deep in the hole, and because you got to understand, when you get with somebody, you inherit their problems too, and it's going to be one together. You got to work this out. That's what I say. You got to know what's going on, but I ain't gonna be you ain't gonna be all in accounts, and like you said, trust. We good. Yep. And then we get that joint account. You can monitor all you want. I'm putting money in. We making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to circle back to this because clearly we are all not on the same page. We're moving on to Ed. So Ed lands in New York. He came separate from Liz. He's trying to get to, he says, his happy place with her. He's really happy that she's moved out and that he's living on his own. Liz arrives in New York as well, solo. She's nervous. She's emotional. She doesn't know how she's going to feel about the tell-all. And she basically wants to put an ultimatum out there. She's like, either you're in a relationship with me or we cut ties completely. I can't be your friend. We're not going to be buddies. We're either in a relationship or we're not. That's it. That's what she says. Meanwhile, Shaida gets back to the hotel. She's talking to Bilal. She feels empowered. And she tells Bilal what Yara and Jovi do, right? They have a joint bank account. She has her money. He has his money. They have their money together as a family. And Bilal's like, in my opinion, you guys, you two, Gio and Kelly, that Bilal's like, you know what? In my opinion, he completely gaslights her and says, well, we're not going to do a joint bank account, but we can have a piggy bank at home. And then says, you know, I feel like you're super hard to please. I'm trying to do all the things and you're never satisfied. And you're also too influenced by other people. Anytime someone tells you, you get influenced. What do you think of that, Gio?
Ed is something else. Ed is something else. Like, seriously, I think Ed is a manipulator. He always try to make it seem like we should feel sorry for him. And Ed ain't it.
But what do you think about Bilal? Do you think he was gaslighting Shaida when he's like, no, we can't have a joint bank account, but we can have a piggy bank together at the house?
I think well, Bilal and Shaida, I'm sorry I had misheard the question. I'm so sorry. But with Bilal and Shaida, I honestly think that they can work. They just got to get over that money situation. I don't think they should look at it, their marriage as a money thing. You know, like, I don't know what's going on with these marriages nowadays. I really don't know, but a lot of them ain't working out because of money situations and financial reasons, you know. So if she studied constantly focused on money, baby, then what Bilal is thinking is like, you're thinking about money, baby. You're not really thinking about us becoming one or being like really in love. So with Shaida, always talking about the money piggy bank thing like that. Like,
first of all, Josla says that was my favorite part, the offering of a piggy bank. Kelly, what are your thoughts on it? The piggy bank situation. Was it gaslighting?
I think he likes to trigger her. I think he likes to. He knows how to push her buttons and show that he's still in control, but he likes to mess with her.
Listen, y'all, what you're not about to do is friggin' gaslight me and tell me, oh no, we're not going to go to a proper establishment and open up a joint bank account. What we can do is buy this bullshit piggy bank, and then I'm going to still have to ask you for money, and I'm going to put my nickels and dimes in the piggy bank, and then when it gets full, I smash it. You better get the fuck out of here. That's what you're not about to do.
Was he literally talking about having a real piggy bank though? Like,
yes, he was, Gio.
I think he was just messing with her.
A piggy bank, bro, y'all.
You gotta look at this guy, man. He likes to do all
he like to troll in the marriage. That's all what it is. I think.
Okay, but who's trolling? That's the problem, Gio. You're trolling your own wife?
That's sad. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't do that. But hey, if it worked for him, I don't know. I wouldn't do that. He's been
doing it from day one.
It's terrible, you guys. It's terrible. It's not acceptable at all.
True.
All right, so we're in New York City and we're back to Angela. Angela arrives in New York City. Angela thinks she's hot shit. She does this weird like dance. I'm showing you guys in the mirror. She's dancing, shaking her boobies. She meets some dude on the street, thinks she's hot shit. All of a sudden, and you guys, this is how I know like some of this stuff is bullshit, because how many friends has Angela been through? All of a sudden, we meet this friend named Jen.
Yeah, where did she come from?
Where the fuck does she come from? You guys,
I probably met her smoking a cigarette. You know, Angela like people smoking cigarettes.
She's got this new friend, Jen, and Jen is just like plastic surgeryed out. That's the best way I can put it. And so she's talking crazy about Usman. She's like worried about seeing Usman at the tell-all, says Usman's a liar and a puppet master to Kimberly. And Kimberly better shut the F up or else I'm going to come for her. Ah! And this is where I was telling you, Kelly, where she like pulls out a cigarette while she's in the hotel. And I'm like, how many times have I been to New York City? Many. Plenty, too many. Never, it's never too many because I love New York City. But what I do know is that what you're not able to do is smoke in a hotel room. Okay, so she pulls out the cigarette and is talking crazy. She's ready to like go to war at the tell-all. But you guys, the part that where she thinks she's the shit, like she literally, you guys, thinks that she is the most beautiful. The most beautiful. And I'm not kidding you. Like she's like, I'm it.
No.
So she arrives at look at her, like look.
I'm sorry. What the fuck?
She's I mean, okay. Y'all don't need to say anything. The picture speaks 1,000 words. Y'all don't need to say nothing about nothing. I'm just saying she's coming in like she's the shit. She comes in like, where's my driver? Where's my green room? She puts on her sunglasses inside, Kelly. And you know how you said earlier that you go up the stairs?
Yeah.
Inside going up the stairs, she's putting on these sunglasses.
You know what? Now I'm kind of mad. You just pointed that out. When I came in with my shades, they told me to take mine off and she could walk in with hers. Okay.
She's a superstar.
All right.
She's a superstar in her mind.
Did you see her back though when she was?
Listen, Gio, I saw the back, the front, all. I mean, look, and can we all? Kelly and Gio, I don't understand why, because I think we're all around the same age, but why are y'all not talking about these 1980s Run DMC chains? Why are you guys not mentioning that?
No, those are herringbone. So in the South, I put you up on a little game with herringbone.
She took it back with the herringbone. Yeah, she took it back.
She represents for the people in the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
I just realized that. Wow, she took it back.
Yeah, she looked like
Lindsay Lohan back in the days on something. Yep. Like, is something wrong?
That's when selling drugs was cool then. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really...
She been smoking Newport since 92, yeah, man.
92 since 82. What are you talking about? Want those Newports? Want those new? Yes, she does.
82, damn.
Well, because she's like, I mean, I don't know how old Angela is because I don't believe how old she says she is. I think
do you? My question: do you think she looked better when she had weight on?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
I believe it.
Oxy. I believe it, yeah, because she looked like she on something. I don't care what anybody says. So, you know I got that eye. I'm sorry.
Somebody did right there.
So we're backstage. The other thing that was so ridiculous to me is that Ed's the first person in the communal green room, and he's literally chugging back Pepto-Bismol. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, clearly you got some issues going on.
Hello, what you said? He was what?
Chugging Pepto-Bismol. like chugging it like he was, you know, in college and university, you chug thing. He was chugging. I was like,
no little cat. Just
nothing. Just chugging it. It was.
Lord.
So he's the first person there, as you know. And first of all, you guys, I didn't take a picture, but I'm gonna give you the visual. You know, I know Ed is little, like in stature, but I didn't realize how little he was until he jumped out of the SUV. So you know the SUV, you guys, the SUV are those like Lincoln Denali's or whatever.
Yeah. Did they have a stepping thing on or no?
Kelly, I'm gonna try to explain it to you, okay? He opened the door and he had to like jump out like a little hobbit, right? But God. Kelly, Gio, Kelly, and I'm not making it up. Y'all can look for yourself. You know where the door handle is?
Mm-hmm.
So the door handle on one of those cars is like on a normal person right here, right? Like on your side. When he stood up and got out of the truck, his head and the door handle were at par.
Damn. He is a small guy. He is.
So that's why, Kelly, when you said that maybe he's packing, I was like, there's no way. This fool doesn't even come up to the door handle on an
Look, I
SUV.
always, when I look at somebody and I'm trying to understand the dynamics, I'm like, all right, either he is packing the pipe or his pockets is pretty deep.
It's neither of those things. And I just want to let y'all know that that's what I noticed. Like, oh, he doesn't even come up to the door handle. And then when he went, he took his little carry-on and was rolling it to the hotel.
Damn.
And he got to the hotel. And I thought, because you guys are going to think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. You guys can roll back the tape. When he went to the handle of the door of the hotel room, guess what? Handle was at par with his head.
No, you lying.
I'm not lying.
Yo.
You guys roll back the tape and see.
Lord.
Roll it back.
The hell, like I said, Liz told us that he's not packing. She really said that?
She sure did. She sure did. She sure did. She sure did. Okay, so Ed's in the communal green room. He meets Kimberly. Kimberly comes in. She looks beautiful. Liz enters. Ed gets up and is like, "Oh, baby, you look great." And I was like, "That's super weird because I thought you guys just said you broke up, but whatever." Jovi enters. Ed stands up to greet Jovi, but calls him Usman. Hey, Usman. Wait, what? Are you on drugs?
You serious?
Did the Pepto-Bismol like fuck up your head so much that you don't even know who's who?
Damn.
And so one of the things that was interesting before Bilal and Shaida get there, they do like this like flashback of the night before, and Bilal and Shaida were going up to the room, and Angela and her new friend Jen entered the elevator with them, and Shaida talked crazy about Angela because guess what, Kelly? She's like, I know Angela's not checking out my husband. I know she likes, yes, she's like, I know she likes her some black men. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on her. And when I tell you, it rolls into Angela thinks she's the shit. She thinks that the stereotype, any blonde hair, blue-eyed woman, the black man's gonna come for her. She feels that even though she's like, the crypt. The crypt, and they have, I don't know what it's thing, but that little sword that the crypt has? It's like you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I know someone will know. But there's like the crypt, an old, like, decrepit person, and he has a sword that's like rounded. That's
was it Tales from the Crypt? No, was it that? Like that skeleton looking thing?
Yes. And it has like the rounded sword thing. That's what Angela is, in my opinion.
The thing with the hair on the side and no hair in the middle thing.
Someone will know. Yeah, thank you, Adventures with V. I knew someone would know what I was talking about. That was and I can't even say the real word, but that I know that's the word. So anyways, then Angela's like, you know what? Bilal, I'm a big fan of you. And I believe everything that you've done is the proper thing, between faking the funk about where you live, between picking up Shaida in the van, all the things. I'm a big fan. He's like super fanning out, fanboying. And then he calls Shaida a gold digger, which I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, wait, what? Okay. Wait, you guys think she is?
I don't know.
What?
I would keep my mouth shut. I have no opinion on that one. I don't know. I DK.
All right, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. In the beginning, I thought she was. she rubbed me that way.
Yeah.
With certain things that she was inquiring on. But I like her. I think she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman, and I see she really wants to be married and have children. So I kind of changed my views on her. But in the beginning, she did rub me that way. I'm just gonna keep it 100.
I do feel bad for her though. What Bilal been doing to her, I can say.
Yeah, he's something else. He's something else.
I do. Keep it 100.
It's so interesting to get the man's perspective on things. So it was really interesting to me.
We gotta be careful, Kelly. We gotta be real careful.
It's very interesting to me.
Well, I'm learning something today because Linda want to check my bank account. You know, like.
First of all, I've always kept it real with you.
Yeah, you always, and I love you.
100%. And I'll tell you this, Gio, anyone who watches me, anyone who knows me, I'm gonna always be 100%.
Yeah.
Honest and open and direct. And sometimes you'll like it, sometimes you won't.
Yeah.
That's it. But you know what? I'd rather someone be open and honest than bullshitting me.
Yeah.
All right. So then Ed calls Shaida a gold digger. And then Angela, we see she thinks she's the queen bee. And when I say everyone is sick of her shit in the communal green room, Ed is like, just ignore Angela if she comes in here. She wants the attention. If we don't give her the attention, then it will be fine. And then Jovi talks about how the last time that they had the tell-all, Angela kept everyone waiting for half the day, which is in line with what we saw here because she didn't go to the communal green room. She waited for the host, Sean, to actually get on stage. And you guys, if you know anything about production, the host of the show is the last person to get on stage. They want everyone to be in their
yeah. When they told us to go in, they made sure we sit down, and then she came out afterwards, and then she sits down, and then we start.
That's it, because that's what they want. That's what production is about. As soon as the host is there, then you're going to need to start filming, and that's all production knows. But Angela's like, oh no, I'm the star, so let me get here when I feel like getting here, and I'm going to do whatever the F I want. And that's what happened, you guys. So here's what happened. So she calls Michael. She's in her own personal green room. She calls Michael. She starts screaming about whatever because, she's always screaming at Michael. And she's talking shit about Kimberly and Usman, and she's ready to fight Usman. And she also says to Michael, which again, Michael, you get what you receive, and I don't have any type of empathy for you. She says, you treated me like shit. You better own up to it.
What does he do is treating you shit? I don't understand. What, he don't pick up a phone call? Because what?
Doesn't pick up a phone call. He's he can't have a job, Kelly. Why is my screen getting all weird? Can't have a job, can't have any friends, can't have any social media. And if he does any of that stuff, she freaks out.
Meanwhile, she's singing the dudes, old strippers in Canada. That's what we're doing?
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
So,
did you peep it? I didn't mean to catch off, Linda, but did you peep it when Ed was like, hey, everybody, I ain't gonna lie, holler. He was like, hey, everybody, when Angela get up here, she's gonna do some extra stuff. Just don't pay her no attention.
Yeah, I just said that.
That shit
ignore
was
her.
funny.
Just ignore her. Right?
Like,
so
just
then
ignore
her. Bilal arrives back in the communal green room, and Ed shows his ignorance. So Ed is like, oh, como se está? What do I say?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, no. He did. He said something weird, like just something weird, like, how do I greet you?
Hello.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Well, because it's religion, that's retarded.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So then Andrei arrives in New York. We don't see Libby because Libby is 1 month away from giving birth to their second child. So she's coming via satellite. And then, so they're all back there. Yara comes in. Andrei is being called out by Jovi again, right? Saying that, hey, listen, you call my wife a gold digger. He's like, well, Eastern European women don't tolerate strippers and that whole situation. So they have that whole fight. And Yara's like, you know what I'm not about to do is let you continue the stereotype about Ukrainian women. So you and I are from the general same area. For you to have the audacity to say that I'm a gold digger, like F you is basically what she was saying. And he's like, well, I'm not. And then he started backtracking, Kelly, again, being confronted. He's not used to being confronted. So he started backtracking. And he was like, well, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm just saying that with the 90-day fiance visa, 1 in 3 couples is a scam, he says. I was like, I know Andrei is not about to throw out the stats right here. Because, hey, if anyone's a gold digger, it's Andrei. He came to America with no fucking skills, no job, didn't work for two years, and then only got a job because his wife's family is in the real estate business, got his real estate license through his wife's family, got his house through his wife's dad, and you want to talk about being a gold digger?
And then try to take over the company too.
Oh, that part. If you guys find Chuck in a grave somewhere, it's because Andrei found his life insurance, was able to put his name on that shit, and was like, I'm the new boss now. What? I watch all the true crimes, and Andrei has the that show, and I know one of my subscribers, Amanda, we watch the same show, but I can't think of the name of it, but the tagline is, but there have been signs, right? So you don't know you're with some crazy ass person, but then the show shows you all the signs up until your death. That part. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Chuck goes missing, you don't need to look far. You just need to find the life insurance and see if Andrei's name is on it.
Andrei.
So then we talked about this already, but Ed says, ignore Angela if she comes in because she just wants attention. She never arrives in the communal back room, Kelly, the green room. She never arrives. But then Sean comes on stage. Okay. Now, the tele hasn't started. You know how you guys just get seated and they do the blocking and then they do the lighting?
Yeah.
That's all that's happened so far. Angela comes out. Y'all, Angela comes out, with slippers on. Okay. And she greets Ed and she greets Liz. She calls Ed a crazy MF. And she gets to Usman, who's on screen where you see here. And she flips the finger at Usman. She says, F you, bitch. And he says, what does he say? He calls her a stupid asshole and get off the stage, he says. And then she's like I told you, she's like a rabid dog. She's circling the stage. She says hi to Michael, who's on camera. And she points over to Usman and says, look who's here, that lying son of a bitch. And Kim is sitting there. She's like, leave me out of this. I have nothing to do with this. She's trying to be all neutral, which I don't know. How did you feel about that, Gio?
I was like, you know what? At this time, Kimberly, just say something to Angela too. Go off.
Yeah, go off.
Real.
Go off. If you're Usman's biggest fan, then you should.
And you love him.
That part. You should have something to say.
Yeah.
So then Usman's like, get out, get out. She tells him to shut up. And then she's turns to the audience and says, this is not going to be good. And then Usman's like, who the fuck do you think you are? You think anyone is scared of you? And then she's like, to Usman, this is the part where you're seeing. She's like, you're all talk, no action. Get your teeth fixed. And I was like, this woman had the audacity to talk about someone else's teeth.
Okay. Her teeth No.
They're fixed now, but we spent 5 years with Snaggletooth Angela. Let's be real. Okay. And then Usman goes off. He's like, "Let me tell you something. You're the worst. You're disgusting." And then she starts freaking out, saying, "You're using Kim." And Usman says, "It's unfortunate that my brother from Nigeria hooked up with someone like you. You're scamming him," she says. Or excuse me, that he says. He says that Angela is scamming Michael. And you're holding him hostage. And then Angela decides that she's going to continue to walk around the stage like a wild beast. Everyone's telling her.
Why do they allow that?
Well, that's the thing. So everyone's telling her to chill out, to respect them. They've already waited for her, but she doesn't care. And then Yara is like, "Just sit down. You're disrespecting us." And then she tells Yara to shut up. And then she gets in Yara's face, you guys. And Kelly, she's pointing at her like this. It's Yara's face, telling her to shut up.
We'd have had a problem.
And then Yara's like, "You know what? You're being so, quote, unrespectful. And just sit down." And Angela's like, "Sit me down then. Sit me down." All in her face. And then Usman yells, "Go get your seat, pig. You're rubbish."
Yeah.
And that's when she storms out. So she storms out. She says, "F y'all" to the production, Kelly. And F them.
That's what she normally do.
And then she's like, "Y'all are about to get your asses whooped." And then Kim is like, trying to explain what is happening because you guys, up until this point, and we've been talking for an hour and 42 minutes, the tell-all hasn't started.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Tell-all hasn't started. And so
why they have beef? Then somebody said like it was 2 years ago. I guess when he met Michael and she like when they hung out or something.
Yeah. So, and we're gonna get to that in 1 minute. So, Kimberly's trying to explain what's happening. So, Angela a couple of years ago called Usman a scammer, and then Michael and Usman met up in Nigeria and took some photos together, hung out. And Angela called them two birds of a feather flock together or whatever, right? And then she basically is saying Usman is a scammer. And so by default, Michael is also a scammer. And then Usman went online to say how Angela was like disgusting, she's a pig and all the things. And that's how their fight started. So Usman goes on to say on the tell-all that Angela is the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. And when I tell you guys I fell out when she said that, I was like, he said, this woman, not the worst thing that happened to Michael, but the worst thing that happened to all of Nigeria, right? And then Michael, then all of a sudden, he wants to jump in. He's like, wait, Usman, wait. And Usman jumps over and he's like, it's a pity, I swear to God, a pity, bro. And Michael says, don't think I'm scared of Angela. We don't think you're scared of Angela. We just think you have no backbone. And you haven't had a backbone for the last 5 years. We don't think you're scared. We just think you're a punk. There's a difference.
She can't be the only person that could get him to the United States. And I don't understand why. It's just... That's why I asked you, are they really doing it? Like, does she do backflips, somersaults?
Something.
Like the Gulf 3000? I mean, I'm trying to understand what.
So then Michael, because what I forgot to tell you guys is that backstage, when Angela called Michael, she warned him that whatever she does, he better back her up or that she's going to serve him with divorce papers, right? And I told you, his only mission is to come to America. So that's exactly what he does. He quote unquote backs her up. So he then goes on to say to Usman that, you said a lot of things against my wife. And you guys, if you can see my notes, you see I highlighted one area because this to me was the line of the part 1 of the tell-all when he said, and this is he meaning Usman said, brother, I want you to listen. I want you to help yourself get the hell away from this prison that you put yourself in. Mic drop.
His shit. Yeah.
Mic drop. Let me tell you guys that again. Usman says, brother, I want you to listen. I want you to help yourself. Help yourself. Help yourself. Get the hell away from this prison that you put yourself in. That's it. That's all. That encompasses everything that we've been seeing with with Angela and Michael this past 5 years, you guys.
Yeah.
He did this to himself, and he continues to do it to himself, and someone is calling him out on it. So guess what? Michael freaks out, says, don't tell me what to do, Usman. Usman's like, you know what? I just want you to look for someone who, A, understands you, and B, loves you for real. Then, and this is, you guys, and you know, I feel bad for saying this, but I'm going to say this anyways. You know how some things are foretelling, and you guys, you know, on my show, I always say that I don't think Usman should step 1 foot in Hazelhurst, Atlanta, because it's the backwoods. And he's going to be the only Black person with Angela who already verbally and physically abuses him. So as soon as he gets out of line, guess what? He's going to be the first dead Black African in Hazelhurst.
Yeah, I heard it's real country, and it's...
So when Usman said, this woman will kill you at an early age, I was like, I hope that is not foretelling. Like, do you know how some things don't age well, you guys?
Mm-hmm.
I hope that that's not the case here, where in 3 years, we're talking about how something has happened because he came to Hazelhurst.
Yeah.
So then... Usman goes on to say, you know, I don't get, your woman is like, you can't be on social media, but this is the same social media she's on. He's like, bro, get out now. Get out while you can. And then Michael takes offense to it. And he's like, this guy, Usman, is a piece of shit. And then he's like, I don't feel like I want to talk anymore. And then I was like, that's when I said, what is it, you guys, that you called it again? Where... Stockholm syndrome. I was like, this fool has Stockholm syndrome. He has Stockholm syndrome because there's no other explanation for him to stand up for Angela. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. It's sad because at this point, I'm just about tired of Michael and his shit with all this with Angela acting like he gonna defend her, and he ain't doing a damn thing but making himself look stupid over and over and over again, and we done tried to back him up. I'm just like, bro, you get yourself over here and mess with this woman if you want to, and you're going to see how she's going to start treating your ass like you ain't nothing. You're going to be
because
a house...
once you get over it, it's going to be worse.
Yeah, you're going to be a housemaid. That's all what he's going to be, is her housemaid, her little puppy. Everything she want done, he going to have to do it. It's pitiful. He going to be cleaning up that dirty-ass house, and it's still going to be dirty after he get done cleaning it up. So, yeah, I'm just being real.
Michael walks off stage and Angela has stormed out. Meanwhile, which I thought was such a weird power move. So Angela's friend, the Jen that we met, she doesn't even get to come in studio, Kelly. She's sitting on like a bench outside. And Angela comes storming out and she's like, hey, what's wrong? Like, what's gone on? And she talks crazy to this Jen person. She's like, leave me alone. She pulls out a cigarette. Oh, and I think I have it because I really need to see it.
So out of the blue, there's a bench coincidentally at this location where she walks past.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And her friend's like, what happened? Right? Because so she's out. So she's still in the house slippers, Kelly. Still in the house slippers. And her friend's like, what happened? And she starts freaking out. And her friend's like, breathe. So what is, instead of she breathing, she pulls out this is not it. She pulls out a cigarette from her boob. Let me just find it for you guys. Hold on real quick. She pulls out a cigarette from her boob, tells her friend, God damn it, leave me alone. Give me a goddamn minute. Go get in the car, Jen. That's how she talks crazy to her new friend that we're just meeting for the first time. which you guys shows you how she really is a terrible individual.
I mean, her other friend tried to warn us and tell us.
That part.
So
So
wasn't
then,
she drunk though? I could have sworn she was drunk this whole entire time.
something. She's just a very abusive person. So Kim is back in studio. So they're in studio again. The tell-all hasn't started, and Kim says, "This is BS. You know, Angela didn't come in ladylike. You know, we're all sitting here pretty. This shouldn't have happened. She came in rough. She's disrespectful. You know, I don't even know what she thought she was going to be doing through the screen, but it's shameful. It's disgusting." And everyone agreed with her. Everyone. Rebecca says, was the friend just going to wait outside the hotel? She is, because we know, seeing the preview for part 2, that Angela comes back. So yeah, her friend is going to be sitting outside, and Angela doesn't give a rat's ass. So I want to show you something. So there's all this chaos, and just as a journalist, this is what makes me laugh, because I do it too. So you're trying to figure out like what's going on, all the thing, but then as soon as it's like action, welcome to 90 Day Fiancé, the tell-all, where the couples tell all. I'm Sean Robinson. That's exactly what she did. Like, you know, action. You just automatically turn it on. And I started laughing because you guys don't know how many times I've done that in my life, where like lights are all weird, people are acting all crazy, they're asking you questions, they're talking in your ear, but as soon as they say action, you're on, which is what Sean did. And then, oh my God, I have so many. So I'm going to go through these couples real quick, and you guys can tell me what you think. So first, Jenny and Sumit, are they going to make it, or they're not going to make it?
They're going to make it.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so Jenny's in New York. Sumit is still in India. Jenny is like, this is the first time I've been away from him for so long. She misses him. She starts crying. He's like, I love you, baby. Jenny's like, it's so hard to be away from him. And Yara's like, listen, just like grow some balls and spend some time away. It's okay to be away, and then you come back and you guys love each other. Jovi and Yara were next. She's back in New York City for the day, she says, but she doesn't know whether she's going to end up in New Orleans. Jovi says that they're looking at moving to Florida, and she's like, we don't know where we're looking. Do you think Jovi and Yara are going to make it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Where you going to go?
Bilal and Shaida. I'm just going to throw it out there, you guys. I think that Shaida's pregnant. I think she's pregnant. I think they're going to tell us on this tell-all.
I hope she is.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm hoping so too, so she can shut the hell up about this baby situation. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, please let her be. Like.
So they talk about how in the last 6 to 9 months they've been having sex with no protection, which, you know, is a weird thing to say because you two are married.
I was gonna say you're married. Go roll dog.
Yeah, it's totally weird. And then we get into Ed and Liz. Sean asks, are they still together? They say yes, they're engaged, but they're not living together. And Jovi's like, you're engaged, but you two stayed in 2 different hotel rooms. Like, how does that work? Like, I don't get all the rules, because they have some rules where they don't see each other every day. They see each other every other day, but apparently it's working for them. So do you guys think that Ed and Liz are going to make it?
Well,
they'll be back on another show.
Was that a serious question, Lynn? Like, you seen what we just seen tonight? Like,
fair.
No.
Next up, Libby and Andrei. She's very pregnant. She's on screen. She's over it, and she feels like the pregnancy has been harder this time. She's exhausted because she has a toddler, all this stuff. Andrei bigs himself up and says that he's been very helpful, and then that's why I wanted to show you guys this. Then there was just silence. And you guys, look at the body language. This is why I know, like, there's something going on behind closed scenes that we just don't know about. Look at the body language.
She's not with him. He can't control her.
Yep.
They're not in the same room.
But also look at her body language. Like, she looks like she's scared to say what she really wants to say.
Yep. She was looking with her head down and look at Andrei looking. As soon as they looked up, Andrei, he looking at her like, you
You better say the proper thing.
That's how you know she's scared. They 1,000 miles away from each other, and he still got control of her like that. Like
that part.
That's sad.
That part. And then Kim and Usman, we find out, they ended. Sean thinks it's on a sad note. I don't think it's a sad note because they were never really together. So she asks, are they still a couple? Kimberly answers, no, it's done and over, but we're still friends. We're cool. And then she throws in, like, we can be friends with benefits, which I thought was stupid because y'all weren't even having sex when you were together.
I was going to start. Oh, that's crazy. But how did you know they weren't a real couple?
At all. But she goes on to say that she wants to see him one last time, and if she does, it will make her happy. And then the first part that we get to see is Ed and Liz. Okay, so this is actually the real start of the tell-all. So we see Ed and Liz, and
it didn't start before.
It
didn't start before.
It didn't. This is where we just did all the background stuff. Then Sean did her intro of every couple, and now you know how, like you were there, Kelly. You know how they go to each couple and break down your story. That's where we are. That's the beginning. The first couple they got to was Ed and Liz. And Sean's question is, will they or won't they make it? And he's like, I'm going to apologize to the world because we don't have our shit together, but we broke up. I broke up with her because I was feeling smothered. So I asked her to leave, and she's like, oh no, he kicked me out. So she had nowhere to go. She was couch surfing, and all the rest of the cast was like, you know what? That's pretty shitty of you. Like, you're a piece of shit for doing that, Jovi says.
Why don't she just have her own apartment? What does she do? I don't understand.
Which is weird because she's a mom, right? So she's someone's mother. And so before you met Ed, did you have your own apartment?
Exactly.
I think she did have her own spot.
And then she moved, so she gave up her spot
to move in with Ed.
Even though she's a mom?
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
That don't make any sense.
Well, that's what she told us. She had her own place. I could have sworn she said that, but I don't know.
So then she's like, I had to couch surf until she found a place. And Ed's like, yeah, we were fighting every day. I was begging her to leave. She wouldn't leave. And finally I had enough. So he literally had his friend help pack her shit.
Which
and
friend?
She had to be out in 5 days. They didn't say which friend. And so the whole cast gets on him like, that's not normal. How dare you do that to your future wife? And Shaida says, we don't all run from our problems like that. We deal with it. And I was like, that's exactly it. Ed thinks that anytime there's a fight happening,
he breaks up.
You have to break up. Exactly. Yeah. I hate that shit.
Yeah. That's not right.
So then Ed says, this is the part that I don't get, and I want your input, you guys. So Ed says that he's happy that they have their own spaces now. So when they fight, he doesn't have to deal with it. She's in her own apartment. He's in his own apartment. So explain to me how then you guys are going to get married and find a place together. What does Ed say? Ed says that if they do that, and when they do that, they're going to have 2 separate bedrooms if they live together again. What are your thoughts?
Kelly, go ahead. I'll go after you, brother.
I was waiting for you, man. I was gonna let you do your thing.
All right, but I'll say this: that's not gonna work because when you are with somebody, if you supposedly want to get married, you are not supposed to run away from the argument. It's like even if you fight somebody, like have an argument between you and your spouse, you're not supposed to go to sleep without solving that problem. You got to talk through that problem. Like. Instead of going to a whole nother house, living in a whole nother hotel or whatever, that it's not gonna work. It's not. And Ed is making it even worse. He's just being a dumbass jackass. That's all it is. He's just being narcissistic. I don't like him at all from that one. Like, that was stupid for him to, we're arguing? Let's go ahead and get our own place and we can come back together and just have sex and make up and then argue again. It's not gonna work.
Kelly?
I agree with him. Ed is really full of himself. He's very, very full of himself. When I met him at the tell-all, he was handing out his stickers and bobbleheads.
That part.
Yeah,
I have a lot on the show as well.
Yeah, I took 2 of them. I was laughing, and I agree with everything what Gia said. It's just he needs to be a little bit more mature. He's too old to be acting like that.
Way too old. But then again, you guys, don't forget that he hasn't had very many relationships, so he doesn't know how to act in a relationship.
I don't believe that.
That's an excuse.
I don't believe it.
I think it's an excuse, though. Honestly, I think that's he too grown. He too grown to be acting like that. That's a major excuse.
His daughter's really nice. She is really nice, down to earth. When I was speaking to her, and he was just chopping it up, and you wouldn't think, she came from him. So, she's really nice girl.
So we get back to stage. We get back on stage, and Liz is talking about how she's on her last straw. If it doesn't work out, then she doesn't want to be with him, but also realizes that they have a lot of problems. And part of the problem is his friend Rich, right? He's been friends with for like 15 years or whatever. But they haven't been talking because Ed got back with Liz, and Rich was like, listen, if you stay with her, you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. And allegedly, Ed says that his mom said the same thing, right? So Rich comes out. Rich is just like, yeah, that's how I feel because, we're friends and then we're on again, we're off again. And Liz is like, that's kind of like our relationship. Like, Ed is the problem. If you look at what the common denominator, Ed is the problem, right? So then he's like, I don't know what's going to happen with them. No, I don't think that they should get married. They have a lot of problems. And guess what? Just like that, boom, they start fighting, you guys. Yep. Liz and Ed start fighting. Ed tells Liz that she's always been in a toxic, sick relationship. And I was like, who are you? Do you know what a sick, toxic relationship looks like? It looks like what we're seeing right here. So then this is the part that just got to me. So then Sean says to Liz, do you know if Ed has been seeing anyone since you moved out? And she's like, I don't think so, but I know he's on a dating app. He's on this Asian dating website.
Oh boy, he's back at it again.
Yeah. And she's like, 1 hour after I left the house, I saw that he was on the website. And then the next day she checked and he had been on 3 hours prior to her checking. And then Andrei says, game over. Ed will be single for his entire life, right? And then Usman says, yeah, you don't love her. Like, you clearly are doing your own thing. Then Sean, you guys, asks Ed directly, looks at him dead in his eyes and says, Ed, have you spoken to your ex-fiancée, Rose? What do you think he answered?
Yes.
He said no.
He said no. So Sean gave him another opportunity and asked him, so you haven't corresponded through text? He says,
no.
No. And then she says, okay, have you corresponded through DMs? He says he doesn't remember. And he doesn't. And then she asks him, have you had a conversation with her recently? And he says he doesn't remember. I don't remember. I don't know, he says. Guess what? Rose comes on the screen.
Oh.
Yep.
Greets Liz. Liz is like, oh, you're so beautiful. And they do that back and forth thing. Then Ed says hi to Rose. But you can see his little beady eyes, like all, and his fucking no neck. Like he was just like, oh, I'm about to get caught here. Sean's like, Liz, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm feeling okay. Do you have any questions for Rose? Yes, I do. First question, has Ed messaged or spoke to you in the last couple of months? Answer?
We went to a commercial. It came back and the answer was yes.
Yes.
Oh. So he lied.
And how many times, Kelly, did Sean ask the same question?
Yeah.
5 times.
And what was his answer to that?
No, because then it was over.
Done.
Yeah.
Done. We had to wait for part 2.
Damn.
That boy Ed be out here lying.
This little hobbit lying. Like he's lying.
Yeah, you're right, Vanessa. When Sean asks about someone, you know they're about to pop up. Yep.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. So you guys, that was part 1 of the tell-all. I was here for it. Listen, these couples are going to bring all the drama. Because you know what? They keep bringing in all the extra people. And I don't know if that wasn't really your experience, Kelly, because they're kind of trying to do a different format.
Yeah, I'm really jealous. I wish they'd have had that for us. Instead of sticking me in a room like I'm a prisoner all day. It was bad, man.
You guys, thank you so much for being here. Kelly, I know it's late for you.
Oh,
Gio,
thank you.
Thank
you for having me.
It was so much fun.
Yo, nice meeting you, brother, man.
Nice meeting you too, brother.
Kelly, where can they find you on social media, though? Don't forget.
Oh, yeah, my other Instagram got hacked, so I got a new one. Hold on. It's simple. It's going to be Kelly KB 2022. That's my IG, my new IG.
So Kelly KB 2022. Find him on Instagram. You guys go ahead and follow him. Vanessa says you need to bring Kelly and Gio on for all 4 parts. I think that's a great idea. I will talk to them offline. If they're for it, then we can do it. Maybe we can do it a little bit earlier. Yeah, you guys, it was great. Gio, we already know where to find you because you're a regular here. So y'all, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you very soon. Bye,
everybody, and Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's.